Dressing up has proven to have the ability to boost your mood and overall confidence. Nothing feels better than looking good, especially if you dress in an original and personal style. Hello, everyone. I am Valentina Cirasola, designer, author, and lover of colors. I will never stop saying that. Today, my guest is an extravagant guest. Her name is Elliott Night, and she will tell us why she dresses up. Hello, Elliott. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. There you are. Very colorful, beautiful.
Thank you.
So,
I'd like to start by showing off my outfit a little bit
please do, please.
because, yeah, most of my posts are standing up, and so people get to see everything.
Yes.
So this is today's outfit,
Okay.
and there's the shoes,
You are a riot.
jacket, and so I'll take the jacket off so that you can see some of the stuff going on underneath. And I'm going to pull this forward.
Very nice. Lower your computer a little bit so you, yeah, that's it.
Is that
That's
good?
it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. You are a riot. So tell us, why do you dress up? So theatrically, I would say, and tell us your fashion story.
Well, that could take a couple of margaritas and quite a bit of time. What I would like to say about that is that I think that, like a lot of people, my closet has a lot of clothes, and it's always had a lot of clothes. I'm a big thrift store shopper, and eBay and Etsy, and so I was getting more and more clothes, and they were hanging in my closet. And when I would go out, I would just pick the same three or four outfits every time. Just like, oh, we're going to the movies. Oh, I just better wear, this outfit that's comfortable and kind of bland.
Mhm.
And one day, my wife and I were getting ready to go out to a play. And I opened my closet and I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm actually going to wear some of these fabulous clothes that I have. And so I put together an outfit and wore some of my favorite items, which are drop crotch pants, are a love of mine. So I
Mhm.
had that, and I had a blouse that had a pattern on it, and then I threw a vest over it with a pattern on it. And at that time, I wasn't into ties yet, so I didn't have a tie, but I did put on a hat because I've always loved hats, and no one really wears hats very much. And my wife and I went out. We were in the San Francisco Bay Area. And so we were on BART. And I looked down the car, and this man was sitting there kind of animatedly waving at me. And I thought, do I know this guy? And I looked at him, and he gave me the thumbs up sign. And then he said, I love your outfit. And it was such a great moment. And I looked at my outfit and I thought, wow, you know what? I love my outfit too. This is how I should be dressing. And so I started, really getting into looking at what was in my closet and going, wow, does this go with this? Well, it could. In my world, it could. So I just
Yeah.
started putting together outfits, and I would show my wife, and she encouraged me to start posting on Facebook. She said, there's this site that you can post on, and you would be great on it, and your outfits are so great. And so I started posting and getting such fabulous love and wonderful feedback. And so now it's just become something that I do all the time now. I just put together outfits and post them, and I'm having a blast.
Yes, you are, and I can tell you, you're very happy. Every day you have a new outfit and it looks very happy on you. You look happy. That's
And
what,
I feel happy. So you
That's
know,
what dressing up does, and that's what colors do. It's um, it's something that people need to understand. Dressing up and not being sloppy is good for your spirit. But you didn't used to be like this when you were a kid. I read your short bio. You weren't like this. You didn't like fashion, I think, or you were very timid.
well, when I was a kid, we grew up really poor. And so we most of my clothes were from thrift stores, so going to school was not wearing the latest fashion that the kids were able to buy. I was wearing just weird stuff that I had found at thrift stores, and I was always the new kid in class. And so I didn't really people, I don't think kids knew what to think of me. And so I just kind of was kind of a loner. And then in seventh grade, I convinced my mother to buy a pair of platform shoes, which I had only been seeing on TV, like on Elton John and other people on TV. And I just was like, share. And it was like, oh, I really want a pair. And so I got them. And that was really kind of a turning point for me. And then as time went by, we ended up moving to Florida in my teenage years. And so fashion kind of went downhill because in Florida, when you're a teenager,
Yeah.
it's bathing suits and cutoffs and flip flops, and you're at the beach all the time. And so that's kind of your wardrobe. Then later in my 20s, I ended up in LA and started getting more creative again. And then I moved to Seattle and really started to enjoy what I was finding at thrift stores and just really going pretty crazy with hair and with outfits and just having a blast. Then I got a little older, got into the corporate world, and again it was kind of this dip into, okay, I have to be kind of conservative, and that's fine. I'm making good money, so it's okay. And then after that, I was able to once again get back into fashion, and really that time in with my wife when we were going out really was the kind of impetus I needed to go, wow, what am I doing? I'm wasting time. Let's work this closet.
Good thinking. Good thinking, because there is such a difference from the corporate world to the freestyle that you have today.
Yes.
It is much prettier, I'm sure. I just never liked corporate world in any senses, especially in dressing up. That's not what I would have liked to do. Absolutely not. But some people have to. Anyway, your original style is like painting because you layer colors and you layer textures. So, and that enhances your face, your hair, your body shape. What is the goal with your personal fashion, if there is a goal?
Well, I think that for me, I want to be creative. I want to have fun is the number one. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
And even putting together the outfit is fun. Picking up the shirt and then a
Right.
dress or a vest and going, oh, that's cool. And putting it on and then going, no, let's try something else. It's a creative moment and it's a lot of fun. And then once I'm in the outfit and out in public, it's just great to even people who look and go, oh no, it's like then I can laugh. It's like, it's close. It's close. So for me personally, it's just to be creative, have fun, definitely reuse, go to thrift stores and share clothes. I was in a clothing exchange group for a while, and that was a blast. Really fun to get to know other women and share ideas about clothing. And so that's kind of the goal there. And then with my posting, it's to hopefully people will see things and go, oh, I want to give that a try. Or, oh, I'm not into ties, but I'm into pins. And so I'm going to, I've got 50 pins. I'm going to do something with my pins. One thing that happened.
I have a pen. This is a pen. It's not part of the
Oh,
necklace. I thought of putting it over here on a jacket. I said, no, let's put it on a necklace. See?
that's cool. That's cool. And
Pens are
yeah, and I've
really
had a
fun
couple of
to use.
followers
Yeah.
who actually posted and said, I'm going to try something with a tie because of Elliott Night. And it cracks open my heart when someone decides that they're going to do something because of something they've seen on my page. And they took their tie and they filled it with safety pins and put it kind of across their shoulder. And it was magnificent. It was just like, oh my gosh, I love it. And I'm going to steal it.
Because fashion is one of the rare moments that art comes alive. And so you're helping people getting creative and getting artistic in their way of putting clothes together. So that's very important. It's a good message that you are doing. You probably don't realize it, but you do have an influence on people, because if I notice you, many people have. Many
Well,
people
I
have.
get a lot of people, giving me hearts and thumbs up and leaving just wonderful, wonderful comments. And
Yeah.
so that just makes my heart sing.
So now I'm going to show you a video that I made with your creation. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let me upload the video. Ooh, okay, no. The video is here. Okay, dress with humor. Okay,
How cool was that?
cool, very cool. So, though your artistic photographic poses, they're very eloquent to me, because I understand designs, and so I am in that world of very expressive people. So your poses are eloquent and humoristic. So is there a message in your photographic poses, or you just do it for fun?
It's for fun. When I first started out, I did a lot of just standing very straight. And I
Mhm.
also like that as a pose because I think it really shows off the outfit. But then I was getting a little bored with myself. And so I thought, I need to be a little more creative again, and have fun because it wasn't being so fun. And so I was a big fan of America's Next Top Model, a big fan of looking at Vogue magazine, and I'm always drawn to the poses that are a little more quirky, a little more unusual. And I think that it really totally fits my outfits. And so I just started, getting a little more crazy.
Good, absolutely good. It's so it's very playful to do photographs like that.
Yeah.
It's really playful. And I think you should be in the magazine, truly.
I would love that. If anybody works at any of the magazines, that would be my dream, is to start modeling.
That would be
It'd be
nice.
really fun.
You know, I dress up even when I'm home. I don't care if I'm home. I dress up and I put a lipstick on because it's important. It makes me feel good. But I dress up especially when I go out because you never know who I'm going to meet. You know, my hope is I meet Brad Pitt. I don't know. In different eras were other people, you know, like Cary Grant, and but now he's gone. But anyway, you never know really who you're going to meet. And one day you are at the office and people see you dressed in one way, and then the next day they meet you out in the street or a grocery shop and they see you sloppy. That's not my idea. So, do you dress up every day, even when you go to work? You dress up like this, just like you do in your poses.
Well, I have a full-time job and I telecommute from home. And on many days I'll have Zoom meetings, and I actually do dress like this. I don't wear a hat, but I usually do put on several different patterns. I love vests. I almost always wear a tie. If not a tie, there's a big chunky necklace. And part of that is, again, Zoom meetings can be so boring,
Oh,
and it's just fun to give someone a little, like, whoa, what is she wearing? And so I do that. If it's a day,
conversation starter. See?
yes, yes. And when I go out grocery shopping or to thrift stores or whatever, I definitely dress to go out. If I'm going to be, I live in Palm Springs, California, and so it's 110 degrees here.
Oh
It's
boy.
been triple digits since June, and so I don't go out in like blazer and triple layers, something that I'll do in the fall. But I do right now when I go out to thrift stores, I'm looking for short sleeve shirts that have a pattern,
Uh-huh.
and also skirts and shorts that have patterns, so that I can still be true to myself, but something that is wearable in 110 degrees.
Yeah. And you do find beautiful things in thrift store, do you?
Absolutely,
You do?
absolutely.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. So you think your once you found your personalized style, it changed your character and your attitude, or you the same, the same as you were?
Well, I think that one thing that happened with COVID was that I went from going into an office, and at that time I was dressing, but toned down for sure, but still a little quirky. And then when COVID hit and everybody ended up in my office, ended up at home working remotely, there was definitely, especially as the months went on and on and on, there was definitely a dip.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't going to thrift stores, I wasn't going out anywhere. But I did find Poshmark. And so I just started looking on Poshmark and also selling on Poshmark and finding some really very unique and wonderful pieces of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was getting them and they would come. And so it became kind of a hobby just to put the outfits together. Just, after work, I'd be like, well, if I could go out, what would I wear? And so I would put an outfit together, and I actually created a spreadsheet so that I have everything that I wore in that outfit, so that when we could finally start going out again, I would be able to recreate that outfit. And so clothing kind of saved me in that really bleak time of COVID, where it was, a year later and you're still pretty much at home. And so that kind of happened. And then now in going out and seeing people, I even had someone in a thrift store the other day go, "Oh, you're that fashionista." And I was like, "Oh my goodness, how cool," And so we were able to chat, and I it just was really fun. And so I think it's definitely been great for my attitude and for just my feeling about life.
Yes. Many people have tried to find a different way of living during that year of lockdown, which is the worst thing that could have happened to a human being, being restrained at home. It's just, oh, awful, awful time. And I think all of us have tried to do something special, extravagant, out of the blue. I repainted my whole house in that year. I painted furniture, clothing. I don't know. I was on the move to get more creative juices in me than ever. And because usually when I work with clients, that's my creativity being exposed every day. But during that year, I had nothing to do like most people, and I had to find something. So I painted murals everywhere in my house, like this behind me.
It's great.
So I understand your search with clothing and your style, and it's a good idea that you made a spreadsheet of your outfit. That's great. Many people have reacted in that way when it comes to clothes. I know another person, you probably know her too. She's in England. She gets dressed every day and she draws herself. She gets dressed, she takes a picture, and then she makes a drawing of what she had on. And so that's beautiful. It's very psychological. It helps really all kinds of other problems, not just loneliness, but many other things, being around colors, helps depression and many, many other things. So you did very well. And I remember also another time I had another client who really could not get herself dressed, and I had to put various combination of all she had on the computer. So it was an awful work because it was a lot of clothes that she had. A bit like you did with your spreadsheet, same thing. But on Tuesday, then this. The combination of many clothes that she had, and it was put on the computer. So in the morning, she would wake up, question the computer, what do I put on today? And the answer came out. So she was always well dressed. That's a great thing. So, do you think that people who dress up are less approachable, but or feel and appears more powerful?
I think that the unapproachable aspect is more from people looking at them than the person who's dressed. Like I hope that if someone sees me and they like what they see, that they would say something to me, or even any comment. um, because I've done that to people, and I'm doing it more and more because I find that people love a compliment, and if I see someone who's really rocking anything, a necklace, a dress, a pair of shoes, and I go, "Hey, you look great," that almost always the response is that they're as tickled pink as I am. And so there's that connection and that appreciation on both sides. And I think that people who dress, for the most part, they appreciate that someone else sees that and appreciates what that they've put some effort into it. And I think that no matter what you choose to wear, if you are loving your outfit, then you should be feeling powerful. And I hope you're feeling powerful in that outfit.
Originality is power to me. Being original and get out of the masses is originality to me. It's that's what the world today wants. They want us too flat and too much of the same. People speak with the same opinion, the same words, and the world seems like it's flat and no longer round. And that's what I'm battling myself. I'm battling this, and like, you must be original to become noticeable. Otherwise, you disappear in the masses.
Yeah, and especially, women my age. I'm over 60, and so it's really easy, to be out there. And if there's gray hair, and I'm only 5'2", so I'm not this big statuesque gal. And so it's really easy to kind of for people to kind of walk by and not see you. But
Absolutely.
if I'm wearing this outfit, that's harder. Harder for them to do.
So, would you stand up again and let me see again your outfit? So
So
that's what you have on. It's a the top with lines, cross.
so this and
This,
this is a dress.
it's all one dress.
It's
Oh,
all
okay.
one dress.
Okay.
But then I have underneath it, I have a pair of extremely skinny kind of jeans, which I never thought. Oh, and then my shoes
Yeah.
are polka dots.
Beautiful.
And then I've got the shirt, and then of course the tie. And I try and not tie a usual tie, but be a little more creative with it. And
That's your signature style. That your
it's
top.
a little bit yeah, it's become kind of my signature. And I'm trying not to be like I have to wear a tie, because then of course there's pressure, and it's
It's
it's not organic.
organic and natural.
But yeah, but there's tons of stuff in my closet that are like, yeah, this totally goes with the tie. And I have over 300 ties. I hope
Beautiful.
my wife doesn't watch the video to this point. Um, and so there's plenty of opportunity in the future for ties.
Other
So
things, yes. But with this outfit, which is basically black and white, other than the skirts being red, would you do something different jacket? You had
yes,
you had a red jacket on before.
yes. So this is the blazer
Yeah,
that I had on.
yeah.
And it's got this great lining.
It's very nice.
So,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So,
I see you as museum materials. Really.
oh,
You
how
should you
nice. What
should
a nice thing to say.
you should go around the cities where you live, Palm Beach, you said? Palm
Palm
Springs?
Springs, Palm
Palm
Springs,
Springs.
California.
And be seen a lot more. I mean, here I see one or two people out of the million. When I go to museum in San Francisco, I live in San Francisco area, in the Bay Area. But when I go to the city and I go to the museum, I see people who are very artsy, but among the public visiting the museum, I might see two people dressed differently. And so my eyes always open up. I always come close to them and get to meet them because I'm attracted to people who are dressed differently, have different colors. So you should go around and be seen more.
Yeah, yeah. And once it gets cooler, it'll be a lot easier to get out. And also, I'm just a couple of hours from LA.
Uh-huh.
So there's plenty of opportunity. And of course, the museums
Of
there are
course.
great, and there's always shows to go see. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that's kind of the plan once things cool off a little bit.
So do you think that when we dress, we use symbols, um, with our patterns, we use symbols, accessories, colors, and makes that kind of magic that changes people perception or influence people's perception. Do you think you are doing this right now? I think you are. What do you think?
I actually I do think I am, and again I just look at the responses to my posts, and I say to my wife, "Oh my gosh, 700 people responded to this," and it's thrilling. It's so
It is.
fun, and then again, like I said, people who say, oh, I'm trying this combination because of Elliott Night's post. To me, that's just such a gift.
Being copied is the best compliment.
Yes, yes, and of course, people, if they want to dress exactly like I'm dressing, great. But also, I think people always have something in them that says, I'm really into, the color blue. Everything's going to be blue, but it's going to be a mashup, and that kind of thing. Or, I really like kind of the hippie. I'm going to wear a lot of hippie kind of things. But if they see something on one of my posts that helps them to go, oh, I never thought of putting this together with this, I'm going to do that now. That's super cool.
It is. It is. You are. You've been a leader, and
Oh,
so
thank you.
and as I said, being copied is the best compliment. So let people copy you, and and let it flow. It's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Let it flow, and you just throw the idea out there, and then people can use it as they like, as long as they make themselves original.
Yeah, and for some people, they just say, I love seeing your posts every day. I don't dress like that, but I look forward to your post every day. And that's cool too. If people just want to wear more conservative, or some people are into like Eileen Fisher, which is a very specific look, and it's a beautiful look. So if that's your role, then that's cool too. And
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I have to say, this morning I had someone posted and said that I should be on the cover of Vogue.
Yes, that's what I told you.
And that's sure.
That's what I told you.
Okay, Vogue, contact me. That would be great.
Anyway, I'm looking the post. I'm looking for some comments. Love the outfit, says Gail Lowe. Um, and someone else says the art of self expression is always welcome in my book. Patricia Johnson, and someone's asked me, "Are you hot?" And the temperature is the temperature high, because I was having the fan. I was fanning me earlier, and I'm not sure if it was showing on Facebook. But anyway, these are the comments. The art of self expression is always welcomed in my book. Thank you, Patricia. In our book as well. And Gail says, love the outfit. Anyway, so people are happy. Let's see, what else? Okay, here we go. Those are the three comments. Um, so this show, um, it's about creating beauty every day, anywhere people can, with colors, food, dressing. It doesn't have to be with fashion. People can create beauty with their gardens, with anything they can, as long as they create beauty. Because I think that in this world that we're living in, I keep repeating this because it is a reality today, we're living the worst time of our lives, the very worst. And so I want to people to keep away from the ugliness that we are experiencing, and just lead them into beauty, because beauty will bring more beauty. That's the way it is. Beauty, everybody likes beauty, and it will repeat and it will multiply as long as we show them how to do it, and what's important and why it's important to have beauty created in our lives. What is your take on that? What's your idea? Do you have anything you want to say about beauty, a quote, a phrase, or something, or your thoughts? What do you think?
Well, I just think that there is so much beauty in the world, and it like you said, it can be such simple things. One of the things that just makes me gasp is we have in our neighborhood we have a hawk, and it will come and sit on the telephone pole, and I have binoculars and I run and get them and I look at the hawk, and just that majesty and that piercing look that they give, to me that's a kind of beauty. And then I make smoothies for breakfast in the morning, and I use an avocado in my smoothie. And if I if I cut that avocado and pop it open, and it's just this beautiful luscious green,
Yeah.
there it's just a moment. And it's very simple, but it also is something that if you look for those things, they will just feed you throughout the day.
Hmm. True.
And so to me, that's just looking at my wife when she doesn't know I'm looking at her, and seeing her scratch her face or do something weird, and just that outpour of love that you feel. Moments like that, just be aware, and cultivate them and hang on to them, so that when all of this other kind of hard stuff is happening, there's some balance. And I do have kind of a motto that I live by.
Mhm.
I'm a big dog person. I volunteer at the animal shelter, and I there started as a joke, but it ended up kind of being kind of something that I live by, which is the four pillars, which are a good meal, a good toy, a good sleep, and a good poop. And if you've got those things in your life, you're doing pretty good. And I would have to say now I want to add a fifth pillar, which is a good outfit.
Yes, absolutely. I cannot agree more to that. Absolutely. Yes. Anyway, this has been a pleasure. I hope you will continue doing this because it makes my eye feel good because I look at you every day. Although I know how to get dressed, that's not a problem. But I love what you do. It's so very different than my style, and I admire your style. So maybe I will start copying too, copying you as well. But anyway, it is a pleasure to see you changing outfit every day. And who does your pictures?
I take my own pictures.
Oh,
I actually have a tripod, and I found out fairly recently, I have a Samsung, and I found out recently that if I say smile, it will take the picture. Which at the beginning I was going forward and setting the
and
timer and getting back and going forward every single picture. But now I just go smile and do my pose, smile and do my pose. And so
very
it's
nice.
sped things up quite a bit, and
Very nice. Good.
again, made things a little more organic. And this is my wall that I use. And, you know,
Very
it's
good.
just, yeah, it's super fun. I have a great time doing it. So I'm glad that people enjoy it.
We are enjoying it. Absolutely. Don't stop. So, with your great attitude in fashion, and this great attitude to want to be different and original, and I just say thank you for being here. You added beauty to my day and to many other people's today. So thank you for being here. Thanks the audience for watching, and don't go away after. And we will see you next Tuesday with another Tuesday episode of Create Beauty Every Day. And I say goodbye Hello and
Bye.
ciao. Peace and love to everyone. Bye.